In this video, I'm going to go over wooden postcards. You know, I've done leather postcards, patriotic postcards, different things. These are postcards made of wood. So I'll do that for the special topic today. I had 23 cards sold, and we'll go through those throughout the video. There was 17 on eBay, 6 on Etsy, and 0 on HIP for a total of $121 or 23 cards. A whole bunch of different varieties, chromes, some divided backs, stuff like that, and I'll sprinkle those through the video. Then I have a poll. It's one of the questions a lot of people say, what to put in the titles and stuff like that. Do you put the word postcard in your title? And we'll see the stats on that poll. And then I got some viewer comments. One of the viewer comments is about the eBay standard envelope. I haven't really looked at the specs that much. It's been out over a year now, so I had a question about the envelope. So I went out and grabbed some stuff, and I found a few other things on the eBay website they updated. So I'll review that at the end, along with a couple other viewer comments. So stick around. If you're new here, it just flows. Do what's sold throughout the video, special topic. I got a bonus feature today too. I found 30 cards at a antique mall, and I'll let you know what I came up with that little batch I found. But then we get into polls and stuff, so throughout the video. So make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell icon, so when I put up videos, you'll be notified, and you can always come back. Say you find a card and you're not for sure what it is, I might have a video out there. We have over 80 videos now on the channel, so we have a good catalog of different things. And remember, you can always skip around the videos with the timeline below. Feel free to do that and come back and watch later. So let's get started on what's sold. I'm going to do the 6 cards that sold on Etsy first, do a few of the eBays, and get into wooden postcards. So the first card that sold on Etsy, and I did become a star seller on Etsy. That's the top rated program on Etsy. You have to answer questions, the first message in 24 hours. You got to have 95% feedback and ship out with tracking a certain thing. I finally met it. I couldn't figure out why I wasn't meeting it, because I was doing everything. It was the messages. I don't get that many messages on eBay, so I had like 5 one month and 4 the next month, and I didn't reply because they were just lowball offers or didn't really pertain to me. So now if I get any messages in Etsy, they get a yes or no or some answer on the first message, and that's what got me to star seller. But we'll see what that does. You know, it supposedly helps you with the Google search, but it puts a little thing in there. I don't think it gives any, might be some fee savings. I have to look at the program again and see what it is, but I'm a star seller. So the first card that sold is the USS Mount Whitney. It's an amphibious command ship. I'm putting some of these boat single cards out on Etsy to see if they sell, and they've been doing okay. Not as fast in large quantities as eBay, but they are selling, so I'll continue to do that. But that's sold between about $4.65. This is the Franklin D. Roosevelt. I have maybe 200 of these cards in stock, and it's just a chrome card. These boat cards have the information on the back. This sold for $4.65 on Etsy. Now on Etsy, they don't have eBay standard envelopes, so all these will go out with a label and a stamp on an envelope. Marshall House, as it was in 1861, Alexandria, Virginia. Vertical card, up and down, white border. On there, unposted, $4.65. Just a house. Etsy, you get, you know, smaller orders, and then once in a while I get a bigger order, but the fees can kill you. You want to be very careful with Etsy. Now, these 2 cards sold for $10. This is the United States of the Confederacy headquarters. Just a chrome card. It was posted in 1986. And on Etsy, you have to be 20 years or later to put things as vintage on there. Or if they're craft related, you can put them on there. So mostly all the cards I have are from before the 80s and stuff, so it meets that criteria. But then the next card out of this 2 card order, Our Lady of Grace Catholic Church, Greensboro. There. I seem to do better with the view cards on Etsy than I do on eBay sometimes. So, but that's just a church. $10 for 2 cards. And then this one, I have about 50 or 60 of these cards. When I first started putting things out there, I said, well, these are pretty good. This is the Stardust Casino in Las Vegas Strip. Little star up there. So when one of these sells, I just go over to the SKU number, pull it out. But I put maybe 10 on Etsy and put the rest on eBay on there. But Etsy ended up being 6 cards were $28 minus shipping. Let me do a few of these eBay cards here, and we'll get into wooden postcards. Wasn't a lot of stuff I could find on wooden postcards. I guess there's really not that much specs on it. It's made of wood. First card that's sold on eBay is a levee scene in New Orleans. Just a levee scene. White border card, New Orleans. Now this has a price sticker on there. I didn't even take that off. I let the collector take care of that. But this sold for $4 to $5. Next card was from the special private collection I bought that I'm doing the videos on Saturday. Every Saturday right now I'm putting a video out, and there's going to be 8 videos because there was 8 albums, about 1,600 cards. And this was one of them. The Bradley Monument in Main Street, Goshen, New York. And you probably saw that in one of the videos if you're watching. It's a divided back card on there, and that sold for $6.70. It probably went out on an offer, or someone made me an offer. Now the next one was 3 cards for $12.50. These are not out of that collection. This is just a bridge over to Sharon River, Warrensburg, New York. And this is a linen card. You can pretty well tell by the colors. So these 3 cards sold for $12.50. So they're probably offers on there. Someone on their bird's eye view of Warrensburg. White border card. Next one is Adirondack Hotel, Warrensburg. So this person's looking for Warrensburg. Maybe they did a search or triggered a search on there. White border card, unposted. So all these cards, 3 cards, $12.50. Let me do a couple more here. This is a chrome card of Mount Chateau Lodge near Morgantown, West Virginia. Chrome card, 1966 posted on there. Between $4 and $5 that sold for. And I have one of these prints. These are those prints that are on the lighter cardstock. These have been doing pretty good. I'm 5 to 10 boats a day on there, and a lot of the prints are going into photos. I have a photo I sold again today. This is the USS Dion. This is a submarine, SS-349. Nice card. It'll go in a eBay standard envelope and a continental sleeve. And let me do this last one here. This is the Camelback Mountain. I don't know, does that look like a camelback? I guess with the hump right there. That's what they call it. And where is this located? I'm not for sure where it's located. Phoenix, Arizona. There's a little town right down here, so Camelback, $4 to $5. Wooden postcards. You know, a lot of times I can go out and find a bunch of different information and just grab the highlights, but I just couldn't find a definition for wood postcards. A nice one, like I usually put up. So I made one up. And what is it? I'm not even going to put it up. Wooden postcard. A postcard made out of wood. That's the definition that I came up with. Now there's many different types of wood. There's birch, there's plywood, there's veneer, so like that, but a postcard made out of wood is pretty generic. So if you got a wooden postcard and it's made out of wood, that's a wooden postcard. Now wooden postcards were sold as early as 1904. They've been around for a long time. In the beginning they used to be able to just put a stamp on them and mail them. And I'm not for sure, but I've read some things, I don't know how current it is, but they said these can mail without an envelope today, but I haven't confirmed that. So if there's any post office people out there, can I mail this with a stamp today for 58 cents, or do I need to put it in an envelope? Let me know. I'm not 100% sure on that. But many of the earlier postcards, wooden postcards, were printed with colored images. while others were marked by wood burning or just plain black and white. Or there was a combination of both. So there were some really artistic ones done out there. And a lot of your souvenir shops and stuff in wilderness areas, you'll find these type of cards out there. But this is a wooden postcard that I have, and it's the St. Sean Port Jolly Church or something. It's the church, St. John Port Jolly. It was built in 1779, and it was posted in 1983. But it's solid. They did some decorative stuff on the sides here, on there, but they just put a stamp on it. It looked like it mailed. But that's a wooden postcard. So if you see those, we're going to go into the prices here in a second, but if you see these, be careful. There's a lot of them out there, you know, like the leather postcards. It just depends on what it is. But again, as I was doing research, I always learn. As much as you guys probably might learn from this channel, I always learn something when I go to do some research and get the notes together for a video. I've seen stuff like this before, but it really doesn't catch my eye. But when I searched out there for wooden postcards, this kept coming up, and I go, okay, I need to stop and figure out why is this coming up? Is this really a postcard, or what is it? Banksy Peckham Rock. And this is a picture of it right here. Look at that price. It says approximately US $704.42. That's a wooden postcard from the British Museum, authorized by pest control. And I'll get into that, what it means by pest control. That's what threw me off. I was like, pest control, Banksy, what are we talking about here? And that's the front. And then this is the back. This is the same listing, but that's the back. And I'll tell you in a second what that is. Now let's talk a little bit about Banksy. The Banksy Peckham Rock wooden postcard. It's a replica of Banksy's Peckham Rock art by the British Museum 2018. Pest Control is a company that authorizes this, created by Banksy. Banksy was a name used by an English-based street artist. He displayed distinctive art style on publicly visible surfaces and also made homemade prop pieces. So he was one of those street artists. And so if you go out there and look at Banksy, some of his drawings on the buildings and stuff were just very unique and just cool. So that's what caught my eye. What's so important about this thing? So I'll put both of these pictures up here, the front and the back of the wooden postcard. Let me tell you a little bit about it. The Banksy, I hope I'm saying that right, Banksky's Peckham Rock is a piece of concrete showing a supposed prehistoric figure pushing a shopping trolley, as you can see on there. This piece of concrete was placed in the British Museum in 2005, accompanied by an authentic looking information label, and that's on the back here. That's the exact what was on the label, and was there for 3 days before anyone realized something was amiss. So he covertly put this thing on the wall and put a official looking label on it and just hung it in the museum, and no one really noticed. So that's why there's a little story behind it. But the front here is the guy with the prehistoric guy with the trolley and the spikes on his back and the buffalo, so it depicts that. But then on the back he put an official label on there that shows about that. So that's what the Banksy Peckham Rock is. And let's take a look at some of the other prices for these things. These are just crazy. These are 4 I found on eBay that sold. So there was 8 of them here for about $1,125 plus $16 shipping. Then there was another one for $470 plus $46 shipping. Another one, $335. Another one, $350. Unreal. So who would have thought? So I guess it's supply and demand. But if you see the Banksy Peckham Rock wooden postcard, and it's got the official stuff, I think there's some fakes out there too. I've seen some different ones. I'm not a expert on, so I can't tell you if it's fake or not, or what to look for. But if you want to dig into that, if you see one of these things, don't overlook it, because just amazing. But I always learn something when I do these, and I hope you're learning too. Banksy, check them out. And if you get one, let us know if you see them anywhere. Makes you just want to go over and look at it on the museum. I guess the original that was stuck on the wall covertly is in the museum still, but it's in a different area on there. But he's a movie director too. But if you go out and Google Banksy, what I put on here, you'll find more information about it. But it's an interesting story. It reminds me of the Big Eye postcard video that I did about the lady that drew the Big Eye artist and her husband that scammed everybody and said he did it, but she was doing it. So this kind of plays into that as well. But what about the other prices just for normal postcards? Not the ones that are stuck around on walls of museums. So sold high, sold low, list high, list low. So right here is the sold highs. I just go out to eBay, I click sold, click completed, and sort on highest to lowest. The first one is, I noticed there was a bunch of Hawaiian postcards that are made out of wood, and they're very colorful, like this one here for $16.98 that sold. So that sold for like $21. But you'll see those, and if you see them and they're Hawaii, check those out. The next one is a Steak and Shop House, and they're actually talked about in different articles about wooden postcards where they put their menu actually on the wooden postcards. So I've seen a couple of these listings out there. Those go for $25, $30. So if you see Grisson's Steak Chop House, San Francisco, on a wooden postcard and it's vintage, you got a $30 item. And then I found a lot of postcards. There was a lot of 1943 Indian Dancer, and this kind of shows the color on there. It's why I picked this one. Those sold for $44.95, so $45 free shipping for 10 on there. But those are Indian wooden. You probably found them in the tourist spot, but these were from 1943. So there is some real good ones out there. But let's get into what's so low. So here's a postcard of Work Fascinates Me. It's like a comic postcard, and they trim the sides, make it decorative. $3 and $1.50 shipping. Then you got a picture of an owl. $3.99, $4.70, so $7. And then someone did an auction. 99-cent auction. I don't know why people do 90-cent auctions. $4.55 shipping of a dog etched in, burned into the wood there. So you go from $30 cards down to these other ones. So you want to be careful on what you select for the listings. Or if you get them in lots, put them up there and get rid of them. But if you're really searching for these, or you go to an antique mall or flea market and you see some of these Hawaiians, this Chop House, or some colorful ones, they might be worth a little bit more than some of these other ones that sold. Now, what about listing? People go crazy thinking they got gold. So the top one, and there could be something in these that I don't know. I don't know everything about wooden postcards. I don't actually really source them, so this was kind of an eye-opener in some areas for me. The top one is Vintage Wooden Postcard, Military Dixie Novelty Company, Rare Find, Soldier. I don't know what makes it rare. It's wood, but for $40, $50, it's still not sold. So it might be a little high on that, but it might have something on there about Dixie Novelty. The next one, this looks like an envelope, but it's not. It's the 1946 Franklin D. Roosevelt Memorial Wooden Postcard, Washington, D.C., $149. It's a little high. There's some other ones out there a lot cheaper. Or best offer, and so that when you do best offer, that kind of tells me right away that, hey, I'll take a lower price. But if you want to test the market, go high and do best offer and see what people are offering. And that usually tells you what price you need to go to. But these are listed high. These aren't sold. These are what people think they're worth. I don't know if they've done their research. They're trying to reach for the sky on some of these. Then you got a 1906 wooden odd-looking bird and a baby creek, very odd, Who Am I For? $72. I would probably pass on all these. There's just nothing in there for a reseller, but there might be a collector who wants something of these, but I don't think they're on there. Unless I'm missing something, let me know. But these are probably going to sit, in my opinion, to what I know of wooden postcards. And what I know of postcards, and you know now, is probably 10,000 more than the regular buyer knows about wooden postcards. So what would you think? Would you pass on these or not even get a second look? Then you go into listed low. What are people listing postcards for? Especially nowadays. Why do you do it? Find some other cards. Seaside, Oregon van wooden postcard, 99 cents, not even an auction, and $5, $4.75 shipping. What are you making? It's going to cost you $4 to ship this thing. Find something else to sell. Sell these along with it, but you're going to need some more profitable items that keep, reinvesting in your business, make it worth your time. California redwoods. Here's a redwood wooden postcard. I don't know if it's made out of redwood or not. It kind of looks like it. $3.92 plus $2.78 shipping from Canada. Maybe that's priced right. And then the next one. Wooden horse postcard from Knott's Berry Farm. These were pretty cool. But it put it in auction for 25 cents is all they're getting. And $5 shipping. So they make $1 on it, and by the time the eBay fee comes out and everything like that, you might make a quarter. 30 cents. But these are the ones I used on the thumbnail for this video, were 2 Knott's Berry Farm ones, because they were, I think they're touristy, I think they're mass produced and stuff like that, but I think he could go up a little bit more if he wants on there. Knott's Berry Farm, is not a top seller, but it does sell. But it's your average card. That's wooden postcards. There's really not much to them. The only problem I have with them, most of them don't fit into my boxes. And the shipping is first class right off the top for me and a thing. So I just don't really deal with them that much, but I do get them in lots more than anything, or if I see a real colorful one, I might do something with it, but I don't even know if I got any in the store. This one, I just picked up for the video. Pretty cheap to do. It's got a lacquer finish on it, and it was solid. So I'll put it in my little box, novelty box. I probably won't list that card. There's, on there. Like leather postcards. You want to check that video out too. I could be wrong with leather and wooden postcards, but it's just not my thing. Wooden postcards. Who knew? Now let me finish up some of these what solds on eBay. Next one is another one of those prints on the light cardstock. This is the California, USS California ACR 6. It's an older boat. I'm not for sure what year. These don't say much on the back, except that when they printed these, the club actually printed these on there. And they had a whole database and stuff like that. And I have the actual negatives for these. But that's just one of those, and that's sold between $4 and $5. Now this one I just listed yesterday from that private collection, and this sold for $5.55. It's a bunch of battleships. I kind of know the boats. These are older than the ones that I got from the club, so I went up $1 on these, but they really don't sell for that much more on there. And plus I want to move them. I have so many ships. Tens of thousands, 40,000, 50, 60,000 ships. I haven't even looked lately, and I still got a bunch more to put up. I'm almost done with the ship haul, but this private collection and some other things have gotten a higher priority. But the next one is a plantation for Felicina, just a plantation chrome card, sold for $4.55. Next guy bought 2 cards for $10. Let me get these sleeves out of here. This is the same boat, 2 of them on there, and I get that with these, with multi quantities, and they do get a discount. I have a volume discount of 15% if you buy, I think 10% for 2, and 3 or more you get 15% off. And that kind of, because the shipping, I do free shipping, that's built into the cost of the card, so it kind of offers that person some discount on buying more. And I don't do if it's under $1, I don't refund shipping, so it's built into the discounts if they buy it right. But this is just another one of the prints of the USS Barcelona. I think that's how you say that name. I am so bad with names. DD-824. Most of the boats have the numbers right on the front there. But 2 of those $10. Next one is one of those 3x6 photos. Always have a little curve of these photos. Shangri-La CVA 38, 1960s. This sold for $8.55. That'll go with a stamp and a label since it won't go with the eBay standard envelope. Next one is just a view card of Humboldt Redwood State Park in California. Just a view card, $4.55. A lot of people would put that in their quarter box or not even do that. Vertical card up and down, unposted chrome card, $4.55. Next one came out of the private collection as well, and I just listed this one yesterday. This is an older card. It's a Monitor Puritan USS of a ship, but it's got the smoke coming out, and I think that smoke was added on afterwards. But it's a divided back, but it also has a little writing tab on the side here, and I sold this one for $5.55. Now the last ones that sold on eBay, they sold for $10. USS Wolverine, Erie, Pennsylvania. Another one of those older cards. Now I kept this one lower. I sold this for $4.55, I think, just because of the age, and it just had a staining and stuff like that. I didn't feel comfortable with the front. There's some staining on it, so I sold that one there, and it's got the smoke on there as well. Older card. And both of these cards together sold on there. Texas Christian University Stadium. I just sold this for $4.55. I found some comps, but there was nothing special about this card on this stadium on there. But that's all the cards that sold. $121 worth. $93 on eBay. $28 on Etsy. $0 on HIP. And a total of 23 cards on a weekday. I'm not doing anything special that anybody else can't do. These are all chrome cards, average cards. You can find them everywhere. I don't have to worry about stock. I probably have a year's worth of postcards sitting over there that I still have to get listed. Now, this is a little bonus section for this video. I went to an antique mall this week, and I went through the booths, and I found this one basket sitting over in a corner, and it had some postcards in it. Now I got 30 cards out of that basket. They're not the high-end cards, but they're basically in my niche. These are the cards I sell every day. And I got them for like $10 to $12. So, less than 50 cents a card. But I wanted to show them to you what I found. And if I add up $4.55 times 30, so I paid $10 to $12, and if I put them at my base price of $4.55 each, the gross sales would be about $137, so $140 for $12 at an antique store. Heck yeah, I'll do it all day long. But let me go through and just show you these cards real quick. Now this is a Pennsylvania Turnpike. I've always done well with Pennsylvania Turnpike. Just a chrome card, unused. Underground Forest. I never saw that card. Underground Forest. It's a man-made cave. Chrome card. Probably go $4 to $5. This one is a Chinese temple. This is in Chinatown. Chinatown always does well. San Francisco, that's about a $5 to $6 card. Linen card, just because of Chinatown. This is a Rushmore Campground. And if you look at anything with camping, there's a sign right there. $4 to $5 card. Here's another one. This is probably the big Indian restaurant. It's got some signs, older cards. $5 to $7 card. Hera, I've always sold these Reno Hera cards, $4 to $5. I know that'll sell. I always pick up map cards, and for this price, that's Washington. This is Pennsylvania Turnpike again. Go on there. Another map card of Indiana, and I got 2 of them. So I got 2 of the Indiana map cards. They look well in the pictures on eBay. They kind of pop out. Here's a large letter card. I haven't comped this one yet, but I always pick up the large letter cards. This is Detroit, Michigan on there. Here's a dinosaur from the Wall Drug. Wall Drug always does good from Arizona. I thought it was a Sinclair dinosaur at first, but that'll probably sell $4 to $5. I always pick up the Indian. I think this is that one chief. This is from Ontario. I always pick up these Native American cards. This is the Pilot House Historic Landmark of Copper Harbor, salvaged from the wreck of the steamer. So it's some kind of steamer wreck that they redid. Got a nice little bit of history on the back there. Easy to list, easy to sell. Happy Hollow Motel, always pick up the hotels. Holiday Inn, there's collectors for Holiday Inn cards. I always pick those up. Another map card, California. This is the Cree Meadows Golf Course. This is divided back card. It looks like it's a reprint, but it's a golf course. Golf course sells. Another Holiday Inn, that'll go. Lincoln Lodge Motel. Navajo Lodge Motel, linen card. Here's another Holiday Inn. Another Washington map card. This one is Bel Air Pleasure Boat, Detroit, Michigan. I didn't have a lot of Detroit, that's why I picked these up too. This here is the Bonneville Salt Flats, world's fastest speedway. Those always do well. Cactus, Desert Flora, always pick those up. Another map card. And Waddleton Rock Motel. So I picked up those 30 cards. Didn't take long to go through the basket, but I found it in the corner. $140 for 12 bucks, $15. No problem. Now let's talk polls. Every Saturday morning, I send out a poll. They're already scheduled. I got a bunch of them out there. They come out about 9 o'clock Central Time. I think around 8, 9 Central Time. They're just quick questions, yes or no, or you just select something on there. And I use them in the videos because people like them, and I get some comments on them and stuff too. And plus, it lets me know what's going on, if we're doing it right, if we're in the majority. But when you select them and select an answer, I don't know who you are. It doesn't give me that information. It's anonymous unless you put a comment, and then I can see the user ID. But if you got any questions about that you want me to put on a poll that you think would be neat, let me know in the comments in there, and I'll get it scheduled. If it's a good question, if it's safe. But this poll was, do you put the word postcard in your title when listing? Back and forth, when I first started putting postcards on eBay, there was, I had that internal struggle. Do I put it there or put it not? I put it as my first word in there. Number one, it helps me sort out my spreadsheet. I have a spreadsheet with all the cards that I have listed. Or when something sells, I can just put the word postcard in, and it gives me the number that's sold in my accounting software. So it helps me in that way. But also now, since last year when eBay made the change to the postcards in the fall update, they took all the categories out. So I think this might help even more now, since topical and non-topical. If you put the word postcard in there, maybe someone will search on that. It triggers some searches. I don't know the real reason, but a postcard, people have a teapot, they put teapot in there, or metal, or silver. So why not put postcard there? But 98% of the people do. 2% don't. I didn't get that many comments on this one, but most of the people will put postcard in their title. I don't think it hurts. I think it'll help more than hurts. So, but just amazing. This is probably one of the polls that had the most yes votes. Before there was a 45, 55, 65, 35 split, but this one was pretty majority yes. Everybody puts postcards in there. But that's the polls. Check them out. They're in the community tab on the channel. There's a whole bunch of them out there. It's building every Saturday, every week. Another one. It might help you if you're new, you've been doing it for a while, selling postcards. There's so much that's building on this channel, and the catalog, and the people leaving comments. And always check the descriptions in the videos. I put stuff out there. I got postcard clubs. You can click on a website. It'll tell you if you got one around you. I got links to items I use. A whole bunch of different things. And check the comments of the videos too. A lot of people will leave comments that I reply, or other people reply. But speaking of comments, viewer comments, if you leave a comment, I might grab it out. I just randomly go and pick them out of the YouTube, email, different places that I get comments on, and what I think would be interesting. So the first comment I got here is from Flipped It For Real. So oddly satisfying. I can never get enough of seeing how well organized some sellers are. This is a great setup and well thought out. Is humidity ever a worry for you, or not even an issue? Thank you for the comments. I spend a lot of time on organizing. Maybe I'm a little off on deep end on it sometimes, but it helps efficiently. I can pull all those cards you saw today. Probably took me less than 5 minutes to pull. I don't even print a list out. My computer is 5 steps away from my inventory, so I just look at the card that sold, walk over, grab it, look at the card that sold, grab it. It's so simple compared to packing boxes and stuff like that. Just the other day I had like 45, 55 cards sold. It was a stack about this big. It went in the mailbox for pickup. I didn't have to schedule anything because they pick up from the mailbox. It's so efficient. And SKU numbers I use, but check out the videos on how I do that, and I'm always looking for better ways to make it easier. I don't like complicated things. I don't like searching for cards when they sell. I spend the time up front, I list it, and I forget it, in there. But humidity, no, I don't have a problem. We have a finished basement down here. We do have a leather couch and stuff like that, so humidity there, but in the basement here, it's a newer home. We don't have too much of a problem. Plus with the fish tanks, a lot of people think I get a lot of humidity here, but with the glass covers and stuff on there, I don't get that much really down here. It's not that wet. And where my office is and stuff, there is no water flowing around it. But I have good circulation. The biggest thing I ran into with this many cards and getting older collection is dust. I call it card dust. From this ship haul, I noticed I was getting a lot of layers of dust on stuff in places that I usually try to dust things off every once in a while, and I was getting more. So I went out and got one of those HEPA filters that picks up the tiny particles and stuff, and that is greatly decreased. I don't think I dust maybe that often anymore, but at night I turn it on high. During the day it's on medium because of the noise level. But the card dust, you're going to get dust from the cards, so expect that. Especially if you get an older collection that's been sitting for a while. That's probably more an issue than humidity. But all the cards are in sleeves, and you want to have some humidity. You don't want to have it real dry or real wet, so you want to watch that. But my basement is finished, and it's newer, so it's got the straight walls. There's no leakage down here. But thanks for the question. Next question comes from Bill. Bill's one of the first subscribers to the channel. He's watched it grow just like I have, and he comments every once in a while. I think him and his wife, he said, sit down and watch these videos. But Bill sells postcards, and he watched the one about the souvenir cans, and he replied, he said, amazing video. I had never heard of souvenir can postcards. Me either. Anybody's asking any questions, that's what these are. I was looking through stuff, and this is actually a postcard. I call it a souvenir can postcard. So maybe I made that term up, but they're just souvenir cans, and that they used to be mailed in the late 60s, early 70s. But I have a video on these, on what they're worth. But Bill said, amazing video. I've never heard of souvenir can postcards. I am going to watch for canned Florida Sunshine. So out of these two, I think this sells for about 20, and this one's about half the price. This is the can of San Francisco Fog. I didn't open it to see, but this is what Bill's saying. He's going to look for these. So if you see these out there, they're worth about 20 bucks. That's what they're selling for. But check that video out. Now let's get into the longer viewer comment. But TK431 asked a question. I was about to start listing my first postcards today. Just do it. Get them out there. The more you learn, put your first 1,000 postcards up, you'll learn everything you need to know about selling postcards, packing and listing and stuff like that. You're going to make mistakes. Ask the questions, we'll get you there. But that's what you need to do, is get your first. I always tell people, get the first 1,000 up. You'll go through everything. You'll get to learn them. But know your errors and stuff like that. But the hardest thing is to learn the platform. The shipping is probably throws people off. Don't be scared of it. Ask questions. Everybody's been through it. What envelopes to use. Make it simple. Don't make it hard for yourself. Get a thermal printer for eBay standard envelope. Print, stick, and print, peel, and stick is all it is. I was about to start listing my first postcards today, but I've never used eBay standard envelope system before. It's just a label, just like you would have put on a package. Nothing to be scared about. Makes it easy. I purchased 400 rigid mailers from eBay a few months ago, but I heard on one of your videos about the thickness of the cardboard being an issue. Could you elaborate on this? Yes. So there's a requirement for first class mail envelopes for that. And this is where I want to go through the requirements again. And I went out and grabbed it from the eBay website. And you can just type in the help on eBay standard envelope, and see the same thing I'm showing here. But I'll give you the highlights. And the envelope requirements for eBay standard envelope to use the service, it's important to ensure your envelope meets the below criteria. If it doesn't, the shipment may be returned to you, or the buyer receive an item with postage due. The postcards can't be smaller than 3.5 inches by 5 inches. No larger than 6 inches, and 11 and 5 inches. Envelope thickness, what TK was talking about, is uniform. So you can't have a big bump in there and stuff like that, they say. It has to be a 1/4 inch at all points and not too rigid. So, to me, this is rigid. It doesn't bend. So that's the wooden postcard. That's rigid. These envelopes here from eBay, they even state on there that they go to their website. They said these will go through eBay standard envelope. These are the smaller eBay ones, and I do get these with my store subscription, and I use them for the labels and different things like that. But these are the best envelopes. Best envelope. I have a video about the best envelopes. I go through a lot of different envelopes and how they're graded. This is 250 GSM. That's how they do the weight of envelopes. Your sheet of paper is maybe 1 GSM. I think grams per square inch, or meter or something like that. Forgot what it was. But these are fine. 6.5 by 4.5 Continentals and standard. I can get about 4 poly sleeve cards in here for under an ounce. I've shipped as many as 6 in here with eBay standard envelope, and it's worked fine. Haven't had an issue with that. So with eBay standard envelope, the weights is 1 ounce, 2 ounce, and 3 ounce. 1 ounce is 53 cents, 2 ounce 73 cents, 3 ounce 93. If you go over 3 ounces, then you get into first class package on there. So when you go to print, if you have like one of these, might take you to 2 ounces. A lot of times they do. Especially the little bigger ones, that might bring you 2 ounces. So you just want to make sure your weight. If you sell 3 cards, separate cards on an order, eBay will sometimes add those up and make it 3 ounces. So you want to check before you press the button, see what it says: 53 cents, 73, or 93. And then if eBay standard envelope is not available, it'll be grayed out. So check your weight. So if you sell 4 cards and it puts it at 4 ounces, it's going to gray out eBay standard envelope. So just go up there and change it to 3 ounces, or what it actually is. If it's over 3 ounces, you won't be able to use it. Now, the envelopes can't have any clasps, strings, buttons, or similar closure devices. So you don't want to put any of those on there. Envelope has recipient address parallel to the thing. So when you print out an eBay standard envelope, it reads this way. It doesn't read up and down. It's got to be parallel so the machines can read it. And the eBay standard envelope prints out that way. Envelope is not enclosed or made of any plastic material. So you can't put peanuts and bubble wrap, bubble things and stuff like that in there. Just use these envelopes, or these envelopes work fine on there. Work fine on that. But these are the envelopes eBay states are, they recommend here. They can be pricey from them. You can find these will get you under an ounce, but these are also pricey right now. They're like $1,000 for $200. I used to get them cheaper than that. Also, when I went out on the eBay site, I found a little blurb, a little paragraph. So some people will get a chargeback on PayPal or something like that, and they want to put tracking in, and they said that PayPal or whatever doesn't recognize the ESU tracking number, because the eBay standard envelope tracking is not like your normal tracking. You can't go to the USPS site and put it in. It's not going to know. It's eBay tracking. It's to the last destination, not to the house. And it also doesn't need an acceptance scan. So they're not going to be able to scan it at the post office. It goes to the distribution centers to be scanned through the machines. That's how it gets scanned. So don't ask your postal clerks to scan that. They can't do it, or your mailman. But what if you get a chargeback and you need to put that into PayPal? Well, you can put the ESU number in there, but also put this link right here, and I'll put it in the video description. It's www.trackmyshipment.co. That'll take you to a site that you can put that in if the people are not on eBay and can't see their shipping information. You can send that number and send that link, and it'll actually bring it up, and that's what it looks like right here. And it basically looks like what you see on eBay from a seller standpoint. But I never knew of that link, so I thought I would share that with you. But go out there and read about that eBay standard envelope and keep up to date on it. But if you got any questions about it, there's a lot of people that use it nowadays. I think it's great. It makes my time go faster. Do get a little savings on it, but I don't have to buy $400 worth of stamps, $600 worth of stamps every month. I just pay shipping when it sells. So print, peel, and stick. That's all you got to do with it. Now with these wooden postcards, I want to jump back a little bit. Like I said, these are something you want to look for, but I really don't. It kind of goes along with leather postcards on there. People have asked me about those. They're all novelty. They fall into the novelty category in the way I think about the postcards. And I did a video about leather postcards right here. Some people say they sell well, but my data doesn't really tell me that. There might be some out there that do, but check this video out and make your own opinion. And let me know in the comments. That's all I got for you today. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.